All right, folks, let's go ahead and get airborne and get going with our joint weekly options and primary live trade brief. Obviously, with the holiday shortened trading week with Martin Luther King, we had to do a joint session today at 1 o'clock. All times are 1 o'clock going forward Eastern, and it's going to be a great year. At a certain point, you start to feel bad for some of the people that have been sitting on the sidelines throwing rocks at this rally and this market, and you just laugh at them. And we just keep printing money because we're smart and they're not. And it's very, very fun. I'll put the link back up here, folks. So yeah, thanks to all of everybody who's donated to the Parkinson's and Alzheimer's Research and Education Fund so far. I appreciate it. And Karen, thanks for throwing in there as well. Hopefully we'll get you at the TGO event down here that I am planning to do, since it is a frozen tundra, and you guys got another one coming. I saw a buddy of mine who flies for American in North Texas just slip sliding off the road, and North Texas looks like it's getting hammered. But just got back a little while ago from a nice run down to the beach and back, and I'm going to rub that in your face. I don't even know where to begin, man. There's so much stupidity going on in this world. The state of Hawaii, for Christ's sake. Brian, -3 this morning. Oh my God, man. Better you than me. Woo. Yeah, whoever asked for that, I'll put this in a replay as well, but do me a favor, guys, make sure you get your donation in there. It is much appreciated. And we actually have about 6 or 7 TGO members that are going to be there, so that'll be great. Going to be a good night at the W. Somebody actually bought a seat and said they could donate it, and I'm going to give it to one of my veteran buddies, a retired guy who's going to, and we're going to have a toast in his father's name, who was a World War II veteran. And they called him Bucky, and my older brother is John Buckley, and we call him Bucky as well. So definitely appreciate that. But how about that, folks? Fish, you just fill it out on this page right here. If you want to send a check, it probably says on this page how to do that. But if it's easier, just to click on one of these buttons. It's probably easier to do it electronically, Fish, to be honest with you. So, but I mean, seriously, I have an honest question for everybody in this room. What do you have to do to get fired by the government? I mean, if the government was run like a business, which we all know it can't be because it's unionized and full of a lot of people that are just kind of slack-jawed. I mean, could you imagine the Marine Corps being unionized? We can't fight on Sundays. Well, you can't have the Marine Corps or the military unionized. Exactly. Exactly, Obi. You can't fire somebody from the government. I would think that under the definition of fireable offenses, it would be sending out a missile launch alert to over 1 million people in Hawaii and causing them to freak the F out for 37 minutes. It's a 2-step system. He had to actually send it out. I personally think the guy did it on purpose. And that could have resulted in nuclear war. Because if you think about it, Kim could have looked at that and said, holy shit, is Donald Trump using this as a pretext to come at me first? And then he might have really launched. So it could have been, it could have been bad. Oh yeah, Karen, for everybody looking to donate, it's just on this page right here. You don't have to mail in a check. You can just do it electronically. And make sure you forward me the little receipt or something like that. It's awful, Fish. I mean, but I'm not going to take too much of this. But of course, people like Jamie Lee Curtis and other ass clowns in Hollywood blamed it on Donald Trump. It was Donald Trump's bill. At headquarters Marine Corps, it took me 2 years to fire an employee who refused to do his job. Unions. Yep. I'm with you, folks. It's awful. I mean, I was in pilots unions and stuff, but we weren't like that. So anyway, folks, it's comical. Let me let some of the politics aside, but we're going to get back into politics because we're going to get bearish on something this week that's gonna. Here we go, man. What am I going to get bearish on? Somebody tell me what I'm going to get bearish on. Let me get way tactical real quick so I can read the last chapter first. What am I going to get bearish on? Somebody write it. Who's going to do it? Who's going to get bearish with me? Great move out of MGM today. Let me get a hell yeah if you're printing money since Thursday in your MGM trade. VIX, not Tesla, Kevin, come on. We're going to short vol like you read about in Get Short Vol magazine. Look at the VIX today, folks. It was up 10. Now it's up 13%. This is awesome. Look at this. Everybody say it with me. All animals are equal. Some animals, no, not that one. When vol is cheap, you buy it. When vol is expensive, what do? You sell it. We're going to sell vol today. Why? It's going to be up to you when you do it. I'm going to do it now, and we'll do it out the next Friday. Why? Look at this. If you're relatively new, wake up and smell the coffee. Here we go. Write this down. Market up, VIX up, something is up. You ready? Market up, VIX up, something is up. What's the something? Well, a couple things based on a conference call this morning. A lot of people who think they're smarter than other people still think that this market's over its key tips and blah, 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 blah. I said, so I will buy. I'm on the other side of your trade all day, man. What's his name? Sent out a, I'm sorry, we suck letter. That was David Einhorn from Greenlight Capital. You guys should know who David Einhorn is. His funds, people are leaving in Q4. Why? His total return in 2017 was 1.6%. Folks, the S&P was up 21.8%. I'm still getting my stuff audited, folks. We're up triple digits. Even the PLTB, which was my bringing up the rear, so to speak, it ended up triple digits unofficially. Could you imagine the fee? Could you imagine paying some guy and his entire hedge fund a fee of 2.20? I should start charging 2.20, man. I don't want to because I enjoy what I do, and this is way too much time. It's way too much time to return 1.6%. Are you shitting me that you're that bad? This must be frustrating to you that we missed this rally. It ain't to the members here at TGO, folks. This is insane. So one of the reasons the VIX is up right now is because we do, because people don't believe this rally. Now it's up 13%. Keep going, VIX. I want you higher so we can short you. The other reason is what? Trump's shithole remark. I love the fact that this guy tells the truth. I love liberals having to defend that we can't send these 200,000 people back to El Salvador. It's disgusting. It's crime-ridden. It's blah, 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 blah. And me looking at them and going, there's a word for that. And that ass from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, he's such a piece of shit. A couple of years ago, he said all of this stuff about some of these countries and called them hellholes. So, okay, Lindsey, what are you, a Puritan? So you get off saying hellholes, but you give Trump shit for saying it? It's ridiculous. So, yes, exactly, Karen. So the Democrats, listen to me again next time you go into the voting booth. The Democrats voted, every senator voted against it. Most in the House voted what? Not to give 90%. 90% of Americans, even if you don't pay taxes, you ready for this? You will get a refund. Where I'm from in Philadelphia, that's called a bribe. 90% of Americans will get money back. They voted against it. And this week, they want to shut down the United States of America's government over illegal immigrants? What are you going to run on, folks? And I'm already hearing this, Nancy Pelosi's already calculating 40 seats and she's going to be the new Speaker of the House. I'm making a career call again right now. That's not going to happen. What are they running on? Supporting NFL players kneeling, not giving you any tax money back. Nancy Pelosi thinks $2,000 is breadcrumbs and you don't deserve it as she spends that on a bottle of wine in San Francisco. And also that I'd rather shut this government down than it's insane. So guess what? It is ridiculous. Benoit, they are all over the world, but they're not socialism. If you want to live in a socialist society, go to Venezuela. Where Bernie Sanders finally, do you guys see this over the weekend? Of course, the liberal media didn't report this. Bernie Sanders finally took off his website. All that bullshit Venezuela socialism sucks or is great. Woo, he took it off his website. But anyway, guys, I got way too tactical. I love as I talk, volatility was going up because we're going to short the hell of it. So anyway, strategically, though, folks, a record a couple days ago in the annual trade information out of China is disgusting. Massive trade surplus. Nobody does a trade surplus better than China. Believe me, huge. That ain't good. So I think last week, I love the international politics in this. Remember this time last week, we briefed what? We briefed that China was rumored to have said, we might stop buying your treasuries there, U.S., and our markets imploded and people went apeshit. Here's our pullback last week, right? Oh, my God. Here you go, Tamara. This one's for you, the yellow highlighter. Oh, no. And then the next day they came out and said, no, we didn't say that. We'd never stop buying U.S. treasuries. So guess what happened? We did what? they kind of shot over the bow saying, hey, we'll stop buying your treasuries. I think they did that because they recognized that this week we were going to come out with this, they were going to come out with this report that, holy crap. So U.S. and China prepare for trade clash of the Titans. So I was early on this, guys. You know me. I got scared as hell. I didn't get scared. Nothing scares me. I'm like the defense secretary. That FXI, and we're going to go to war and all sorts of crap. It didn't happen back here in the fall. But okay, I got back in after I said we're all alive. So not saying anything bad about the FXI trade or any FXI positions. I'm just saying, hey man, we got to keep an eye on it. The trade surplus is awful with us, and Trump's one of these art of the deal guys. He's hey man, I like deals that are a win-win. I don't like win-lose deals. That makes sense. I've always ran my businesses like that wherever I was. If we can get to a win-win, not a we both lose or you win, I lose. If we can get to a win-win, that's where we want to be. Okay, so you ready for this? He can't stand winning this much, man. The Dow opened above 26,000 today, the fastest 1,000-point surge in history. A couple weeks ago, it was what? Oh my God, are we going to see Dow 25,000? We're down 26,000. And we'll get to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's imploding today. Bitcoin down 15-20%, and just a random day, and Bitcoin is down another 12 grand or 20%. But guys, I love Ron Burgundy. That escalated quickly. It's comical, man. We nailed this. So Karen, to your point, shithole gate might lead to a government shutdown as Democrats bark on a deal. Can you believe this, folks? Democrats would rather shut our government down. Remember, Republicans would want to shut the government down because they didn't want to increase our debt. No more credit card debt, right? And now Democrats want to shut it down because of DACA. Are you kidding me? These people are in this country illegally. I can't. It's disgusting to me. And these people that are going to boycott the State of the Union. Good. Send your tickets to homeless veterans, man, so they can represent. The homeless veterans in your district, send them, you pieces of shit. Don't go to the State of the Union. So anyway, at Top Gun Options, I should have wrote you all a client like, this must be so happy for you. So our 2017, we crushed it. The past 3 months, I'm almost done going through all, because we're doing a full throttle launch last week, all the winning trades of the last 3 months, folks. We are printing nearly at my last count, $75,000 in 3 months across our portfolios. CSX was my one shit stain recently. I will take one shit stain, and the win rate is 92.7%, guys. A 3-month win rate of 92.7% I've never done in my entire career. Gunlock, how you looking, man? S&P's going to have negative return for 2018. That's not going to happen. So anyway, stock market roared during Donald Trump's first year, boosted by earnings and tax cut. So this is phenomenal. These people can't stop. These people really do look for fly shit in a sugar, don't they? I mean, again, in my daily Twitter battles is yelling at, going back and forth with people who are sitting here. They can't allow this man to have, they really are rooting for this country to fail. Isn't it incredible? Not going to happen. I'm saving that one. Don't worry about that one. Okay, GE. Now, before anybody asks about it, is this. If you did not get into the GE trade, now this pullback today is a perfect opportunity. Look at that, GM. How many of you are in GM? MGM is almost up 4% today. Let me get a hell yeah if you got into this trade on Thursday. This was an analyze your trade. I think it's almost up 70% today. Jesus Christ, man, you can't make this stuff up. We can't miss. The day before I said get out of Facebook, Facebook implodes. The day, 2 days, a day and a half after I say to get an MGM, it blows the doors off of it. And the long call diagonal is printing money. Different portfolio, but I was saying MGM when I meant to say GE. GE. Here it is. It's down a little bit more. I thought it was bottom picking here. It's around the lows of the day. Not to fear. I'm running awful hot with Fish. I haven't had this a 3-month win like this in my career. This is phenomenal. But here's what's funny, Fish, and let me just take a break real quick. Kind of watching these clowns on TV trying to backtrack and I believe in this rally. It's just comical. They rarely debrief themselves, and when they do, it's comical. It is Christine, can I borrow your crystal ball? Kevin, yeah, you're up 50% in MGM. I'm showing 70, but it depends on when you got filled. Keep running on the beach. It works. I'm telling you, man. That's why I could never, with these returns, again, one of the guys who audits and does, he's like, Wiz, I can get you so much money. Why aren't you running money? I'm like, that means I have to get up at like 6, work 9 hours a day. I have zero interest in managing other people's money. None. I like managing my money, and I like showing people how to make money. So let's get into GE. Kai, can you fix chat so we can see other members' comments? Kai, in 2 of our portfolios, we do because we have under 200 members. We use Go to Training. In the weekly options and the primary live trade brief, we have way more than 200 people, which is why I like to keep it small. But we're in GoToWebinar right now. You can't see other people's comments. So any other portfolios you can see. I know it's annoying to me, Kai, because I don't feel like that's why I'm kind of selective here. But let's get going. GE. How many of you thought, if you follow GE at all, how many of you thought, great calls on Facebook and MGM, today's Amazon trade isn't doing so well. Is this a lucky strike moment? Harry, are you kidding me, man? We'll talk about Amazon a little bit. Harry, is your daughter playing on the computer? Come on, Harry, you know me. Are you kidding? Amazon was up a full like $23 today. I put this trade. It's Tuesday, Harry. Yeah, Tamara even wrote it before me. It's Tuesday, guys. If you're not in the Amazon trade, just hang on. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Let me stay strategic. GE. Did anybody know as of today? And I'll use the biggest pronoun, I. It is. Good, Diane. I broke down and bought one Amazon 2020 Leap. Good for you, Diane. I can't wait to hear your tales of success on that. So GE may break itself up. Did anybody know? I did not. It is GE Capital is still there. This is I got to be honest with you. The Wall Street Journal, surprising investors with deeper than expected problems in a business unit many thought the company had left behind. Look at all these comments. Everybody, when was this? The GE Capital, where is it? A couple years ago. Even the Wall Street Journal's like, we thought it spun off, and it hasn't. So what's the headline? Now, today, we might break ourselves up. This is great news, ladies and gentlemen. I would absolutely get into GE today if you haven't. If you use this pullback as an opportunity to get in, okay? This is good. I mean, this is like the financial earnings. The financial earnings, JP Morgan kind of being bad. How about Citi? JP Morgan being bad and then it being a buy. And it's funny because I just watched some of my buddies on the halftime show on CNBC and they were all kind of shying away from GE today. I'm like, guys, again, along with a lot of other things you're wrong about GE. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, the same 4 or 5 people were talking about this is going to be the year of GE, and today they never even heard of it. So I'm done. This is awesome. If it breaks up into conglomerates, remember years ago, Fish, you were here. Well, a lot of you guys were here when we traded AIG. 3-4 years, we printed money in AIG. It's too big. It's its own financial Death Star, but it's like the Microsoft of that area, and it's stodgy and it's boring. Carl Icahn got into AIG about a year ago and said, I'm jumping into this pool with being an activist investor, and I want you to break this shit up, man. Mr. Hancock, break up your company. He said no, and AIG sucks. GE came out today and said, we might be, exactly, Karen, the spinoffs are going to do better. Now, here's the threat in a GE trade right now, is when they spin off a bunch of stuff, which in the history of spinoffs, whenever I've been in a position that's spun off, the main good stuff stays with the stock ticker. And then the other stuff rolls out, and they could come up with GE Aircraft, GE Capital, which I didn't know they still had, GE Medical, and GE Locomotive or GE engines. They do aircraft engines, locomotive engines, you name it, folks. They do engines for ships. Onboard U.S. Aegis cruisers are GE turbofan motors, man. They have jet engines in the ships. Christine, yeah, whatever it is, man. The one we did last week, I think, was synthetic stock at 18, correct? That's the one I would do. Absolutely. So this is a yes, guys. I saw this today. Of course, I was shocked that GE Capital is still around. I did not know that. Great point, Brian, and cruise ships. So yes, the one from last week. So go ahead and look at that one. Okay. It's the synthetic stock. So look at this. Last week, MGM, JP Morgan rates it a 33% prop. And then today, Jim Cramer went on one of his, I'm blowing a vein out of my forehead rants about how he's bullish on the casinos now. Jim, I love Jim. He's an Eagles fan. He's my buddy. Go Eagles. What a game. What a great game with the Eagles and what a great game with the Vikings, man. That's going to be a good NFC game. I did break down and watch that game, which means they're not going to go to the Super Bowl. So guess what? Jim apparently watched our stuff last week. I love how early have we been on so many of these calls, man? Again, I don't know if I hit my head or something, but I'm feeling great. Tech, you got to get out of it. It sucks. It's embarrassing. Did anybody? Well, obviously you're not seeing it unless you're here at TGO or you guys do your own research. What tech stock am I about to tell you to get very, very bearish on? It's one that I usually say I would never do a long call diagonal on a stock like this because I want to make sure I'm long something that is going to be around in a couple years. Anybody read my mind? Christine, where are you? You read my crystal ball. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, nobody got it right. CP, Tesla, nope. Jim, Tesla. Karen, Tesla, nope. Nobody got it? Google, nope. Netflix, nope. Rob, I don't even know what that is, man. I don't. I'm not a Netflix and chill guy. Amazon, nope. It's not Amazon. You ready for this? It's not a FANG. If it was, Robert got it. Disney, Cheryl, Disney's not a tech stock. Golden Stack. No, guys, I said tech stock. Who got it? Robert Mossman. Robert Mossman. You get and Harry just finally got it. You ready? Dun, 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 dun. It's Twitter. It's Twitter, folks. Do you know what happened over the weekend? What is Twitter doing, folks? They are shadow banning. Didn't you see the Project Veritas report? James O'Keefe. Didn't you guys see what Project Veritas did? They did these. Look at this, guys. It is a pile of crap, Curtis. This stock sucks. Hundreds of Twitter employees view everything you post, your private sex messages. Not that you see these software engineers. Everything. I have everything you have ever had. And they employ a tactic, and whoever said be bearish on Google, I'd be bearish on Google too. They have, over at Google, if you're a conservative, they blacklist you. They put your name on a list. This lady who's suing, and the guy, that software engineer from a year ago who's suing Google, has thousands of emails, threats from bosses like, you'll never be in my group, you're a conservative piece of shit. These guys are off. Christine, they're not. Christine, let me ask you guys this, because I got into some nice Twitter feuds with some people. Is Twitter a private company? Is Twitter a private company? No, Christine. Harry, Jade, yeah, everybody's right. Christine, Twitter, folks, if I can type in a stock symbol and a chart pops up, Christine, they are a public company. Bill, GE was synthetic at the 15 strike. Bill, that was in this portfolio. In a different portfolio, I think it was Analyze Your Trade or AR. I crossed portfolios and I did synthetic stock at the 18 strike. We did a synthetic stock position on GE last week at the 18 strike. I forget which portfolio it in. I don't want to mix it. So there was a newer trade on GE. Exactly, Karen. So Christine, Twitter it can't do whatever it wants. It is shadow banning people. You know what that term is? They can shadow ban somebody like me. They can, since I post a lot of tweets and conservative and libertarian and stuff, they will shadow ban me so that only like the top 5 or 10 people that interact with me continue to interact with me, but my 2,500 other followers don't ever see anything else from me again. It is disgusting. This company, and at Jack, the piece of shit CEO, another limousine liberal, he's awful. This guy, Prosebek or whatever his name is, I think he's resigning. We haven't heard a word on this. Not a word. Nobody has heard a word yet from Twitter. This was last week. This was breaking news. So at Jack throws all this stuff to MLK stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, Twitter, it came out. Why do you think they're down almost 2%? They got an upgrade today. This is how stupid people can be. David Einhorn's Greenlight Capital. Did I just not tell you David Einhorn's most recent thing was a letter to his shareholders saying, I apologize because I suck. Now this guy, where is he? I'm using this one for Full Throttle next week. David Einhorn, there he is. Where'd that go? No. Okay, whatever. I like my ad blocker. So anyway, guys, Greenlight Capital came out today and upgraded it. They upgraded it to a buy. After the weekend, where it turns out that not only are they reading all your messages and they're sharing them and they can blackmail you, but they're banning people. It's called shadow banning. I don't know that 2,500 of my followers can't see my tweets because they're only keeping a couple of them really active with me because they don't want the other 2,500 of my followers to see my conservative my tweets. Obi, that's exactly right. They have to disclose stuff like this. They're not doing what they purport to. Some call them liars. I do call them a liar. So, and Karen, that's what might happen. I am hearing that there's a new platform out, and of course, it's over in my other folder. There's a new type of Twitter thing where Trump might leave. If Trump leaves Twitter, Harry, it will be a lawsuit. If I was a shareholder on Facebook last week, I would have already called my attorney. I don't care if you owned 1 share of Facebook. I would sue the shit out of Mark Zuckerberg. If you own Facebook and it's down today, I would file a lawsuit today against Twitter. This guy broke their fiduciary responsibility. You think it's in the best interest of Twitter users who come on here to engage and interact with other users that they're only interacting with 2 people instead of the 2,500 followers that I have? This is disgusting. These limousine liberals are the fascists. Everything the Democrats and liberals say is the exact opposite. The Affordable Care Act is the Unaffordable Care Act. We're anti-FA. We're anti-fascist, when in fact we're fascist. If you're a Republican and you come to speak on a college campus, you need your own security because you're going to get killed. So ladies and gentlemen, this is another stock. This is a Facebook. Dump the shit out of Twitter. If you want to do a long put diagonal, I'm not going to make a call because I need to do more research, but you ready for this? I think you should do a long put diagonal on this stock because I think Trump eventually leaves. What happened to Trump's Twitter account a couple weeks ago, folks? Of course, this wasn't national news either because the liberals and CNN and MSNBC cover for Twitter. His account was taken down by an it. Did you see the picture of I'm going to say human being because I don't know what it is. They got into Harry, she deleted it. I think it's an it. Deleted his account for 15 minutes. It's got purple hair. It's probably about 400 pounds. And you didn't hear about that, did you? Of course you didn't. So, folks, here's my final thing before we get tactical on my tech. Get out of Twitter, or not even get out of it. I would I would pound this thing into the dirt. When's its earnings? So, again, to people like Einhorn, I can't get over this. The day he sends out I suck, I manage a lot of your money and I charge you a fee of $2 and $20. Hey, Twitter's awesome. Did you know what happened over the weekend? This is how stupid these people on Wall Street are. They think that people down here in Palm Beach, well, I got to be honest with you, a lot of people down here in Palm Beach like Bernie Madoff and would step over their own mother to get into that, right? Remember towards the end of Madoff, he was actually turning all these people away. He's like, Jesus Christ, I feel bad for him. But all these people climbed on top of each other, would stab people in the back to get in. I'm with Bernie. How did you get? It made it worse. He closed off the damn fund and people would throw money at him. So, folks, I can't believe that the stock isn't down more. This is awful for a company for this to come out. And they haven't even done the Apple. At least Apple a couple weeks ago did what? Oh my God, we got caught. We got caught slowing down your phones. And then here's nobody cares because they apologize and are sending out new batteries. What is Twitter going to do? I don't disagree, Benoit. It's a good call there. Twitter's doing what? If you're a techie, that's a double top. That ain't bullish. This ain't bullish, guys. So again, I don't want to get out of my lanes that we've been in lately, which is what? I only trade front months, or I'll say 10. I'm not going to be hard and fast on this. I only tend to trade front months in stuff we have a Jan 19 or Jan 20 in. The only Jan 20 I'd put on is a put diagonal in this. It does, Karen. It proves how unethical these people are. And Karen, it proves that they're a bunch of limousine liberals. So let me get this straight. Oprah and Hollywood get up there, and only Hollywood can get caught in a sex scandal and then lecture us about it. You can't make this stuff up. I'm like, are these people lecturing middle America and real Americans about the sex scandal embroiling them? Got it. Same thing with these limousine liberals. That employee at Google, well, the former engineer that's suing the shit out of him, you should read some of these emails. You conservative piece of shit, you'll never work on my team, and we need to fire you. He's going to make a mint. Exactly. So anyway, put that one in your homework. Well, HH, that's what I'm saying is, I don't, maybe I'll Google it. I wrote it down when I saw it. Trump might be going to a different platform. Twitter competitor. Somebody's coming out with something, and I guarantee you, if Trump sees a better thing, he ditched these. And here's what's funny. I guarantee you, if Trump ditches Twitter, they'll like sue him or something like that. Isn't that funny? I guarantee you. No, it's something else. It's not this. Nah, it's none of this stuff. It's a new platform, guys. It's not Snapchat. No. So I forget. But anyway, guys, the point being is this ain't good for the stock. Okay, so here's an Uncle Wiz free trade, and it's funny because I've seen a lot of comments like you guys didn't know this. You got to be on Twitter. I can't stand the thing, but I use it for business and I use it to poke liberals. But you have got to read what's going on with shadow banning, folks. There it is. Shadow banning. This is a huge news story and nobody's coming up with it. Twitter engineers. Oh, here's a new video. Twitter engineers to ban a way of talking through shadow banning. Oh, that's the same thing. So it's Project Veritas, guys. So these guys, these drunk Twitter engineers are talking about how they ban conservative speech. Isn't this incredible? So guys, you gotta, here's a free trade. Short Twitter. Okay. And on a day where the Dow hit 26,000 for the first time in history, we're not going to close up there 26 we opened, but this ain't good. As Benoit said, this is a double top. I'd look at a bear call spread, man. Let's, if we have time, I'll take a look at something like that. Okay. All right. Portfolio review. Last week we talked about a Tesla bear call spread, the 345, 347 and a half. This one, Tesla's up a little bit today. I would not. We talked about this last week. We said it might double. What did I say? We're looking at. That's why we put the 345 on right here. Okay. This is a hold. I'm not touching this. I was going to say, and good timing. There's the auto show. So it's getting a little bump out of the auto show. So I wouldn't. I wouldn't. This is a hold. So no, this is an auto show bump. But we also took a look not only strategically at other issues, but we also took a look at the 345 level here. So this is a hold for me. Not adjusting this, and this has time to do what? Go down. So no. We'll talk about Amazon in a little bit. Amazon is not down. Amazon is up $13. if you might be talking about your trade, but we'll talk about Amazon, the weekly options trade in a couple minutes. Tesla 345, 347 and a half. I'm going to hold on this. We talked about this last week that it might rise up to about the 345 level, but this would be a lucky strike moment. And yeah, guys, I know I see a lot of you guys posting this. That's why this is definitely, if I didn't hear what I heard at the auto show, I'd be adjusting this or bailing out of it. Here's what I'm hearing at the auto show. Anybody hear what Ford said at this auto show? And whatever the other one is. I'm not a big auto guy, but what are they doing with electric cars, man? Comedy Central had a huge section on it, man. Is what? They're coming out with their own. So 11 billion in electric cars. Exactly. And the EV credit. Exactly, Brad. So it's whatever. So, and it's funny because they decided, I don't even think is that true? I was going to say that, Tamara. They didn't even go. They're not there, correct? So, so this is a hold. I'm not going to waste too much time on this. It's a hold. Hang out. If you're, well, that's what I'm doing. If you don't like lucky strikes or anything like that, then they're done. Yeah. HH, they won't let Michigan, or they won't let Tesla sell in Michigan. It's kind of like the, it's kind of like down here in Boca. They can't sell, but they have a store in the mall where you can look at them or something. That's how they get along the rule or something like that. That's what it is, Brent. There you go. Brent's going to get the gold star. It's Gab. That's what it is. Nice job, Brent. Gab has become known as the alt-right alternative to Twitter. Indeed, it was formed as an antidote to what CEO Andrew Torba described the entire left-leaning big social monopoly. Nice job, Brent. It's Gab. Is that a publicly traded company? Let's look at this. Free social media for all. I've never even seen this. It looks like Twitter. And over here, they're bringing up the Project Veritas videos. Oh, there you go. Make America Mexico again. Oh, Christ. Here we go. I've never heard of it. Or, I mean, I heard of it. So, all right. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time, but this shadow banning thing should be lethal for a company. This is as bad as Zuckerberg coming out and saying, I don't care about my exactly. And the hashtag shadow banning has not trended because, of course, the engineers are sitting at Twitter saying, oh, crap, don't let this trend. Isn't that awesome? Oh, Brent, that's exactly right. If Trump announces, hey, I'm going to move all my 14 million followers on Twitter. If Trump came out tomorrow and said, huge Twitter liberals, they're shadow banning my users. If he said that, Twitter would go down by $10. I guarantee you. How many users does he have? 47 million. 46.7 million, folks. So I'd be so bearish. Twitter's ticker symbol is TWTR, Christine. So there's a bearish trade idea, folks. I might be trading this on my own somewhere else. I'm not going to put it in the portfolio because we have other stuff to talk about. Fish, I don't know. He might never change, but Trump's one of those guys that will do what, Fish? What would he do? What's Trump? He's a negotiator, Fish, isn't he? The guy likes to threaten. Little rocket man, and my button's bigger. Hey, I might be moving to Gab. I hear Gab's huge. It's great if Twitter doesn't start doing X, Y, and Z, right? So, yeah, Curtis, he'd do it to what? Piss him off. I absolutely see our president doing that. So, anyway, folks, let's debrief some more here. The Amazon weekly trade a couple weeks ago was a max profit there. And then we had a couple Apple trades. Did everybody, the Apple trades, the 165, 167 and a half, take a look at what why was Amazon and Apple up today? Big reasons. I mean, everything's come back from hey, we touched 26 grand. Why? Anybody know what happened? Not CSX. One bad trade, man. In 3 months, there was a bad Tesla and there was a bad CSX. That was it, guys. Amazon and Apple did what? There you go. Bill got it. No, Eli, it's not approaching earnings. Bill got it. Bill Covey said, hey, man, they finally came out with the holy crap, we destroyed Christmas. A couple reports over the weekend, and then Amazon said it was their best ever. What did I tell you? Amazon, just keep buying Amazon. Where was it? The most undervalued company, Amazon. There you go, Diane. That's a good article for you. The most undervalued company is actually Amazon. Where was it? Man. Amazon to pop 23% this year to near $800 billion value, says Wall Street's biggest bull on the stock. Wow. Well, okay, if he's the biggest bull, you have to take that with a grain of salt. It's on I think it's on my pad. I saved it from the weekend during my weekend reading, guys. But Amazon came out, and I think that was literally their comment was, it's the biggest Christmas ever in our history. So we nailed it, folks. Look at this. Look at the climb. This is the holding pattern. I said Amazon and Apple would essentially enter a holding pattern in December, and then they write this down, guys. Just like I put January 1st in there of 2019. Put in your buy Apple, or I'm sorry, Amazon. This is what they tend to do every time they come out. Every year, it seems they come out and do the "We Destroyed Christmas" report. Up 1%, man. Now, obviously, it was way higher today when I sent out our alert. Right around here. I think it was 10:10. Who cares, guys? If you're not filled, first of all, let's do a little training here since I haven't done this in a while. Since I know we have some new folks, let's take a look at the at the money straddle for Amazon. So right now, Amazon is trading at 1319.70. We don't have a 1319.70 strike, do we? The closest strike we have is what? A 1320. Okay, see this right here? So they're currently, if we had a 1319.57 strike, it would be perfect. The math would work out perfectly. We don't. If you wanted to see by a certain point in time what the options market is pricing a move in the stock, here's how you do it. So sit up and listen if you've never heard this, because I know we have some members joining us from a sister service. Hey, Wiz, and remember, the expiration I picked was Jan 26, okay? Or I'm sorry. I don't know. Hold on. Where's my trade here? I want to make sure I didn't put out the wrong strikes there, because I did two. Where's it? No, it's for Friday, idiot. I have the wrong one up here. Look at that. The highlighter thing stays there. Wrong expiration. That's my fault. I wanted to make sure I was wrong and fixed it. Now they're at 1320. So now they're back up. So here you go. Let's just do this. Yeah, I know that the trade was the 1315, 1312 and a half. But guys, stick with me. Everybody hanging out. So the weekly options trade I sent out is this expires Friday, right? That's Friday. The Jan 18 strike is what? It's this. It's the third it's the third Friday of January. That's when weekly options, that's the last day to trade a weekly options for this week. Okay. Now, whenever you see like Jan 26, February 2nd, Feb 9, those are all non-standard. Those are regular Friday expirations. If you just see the month and the year, that means it's the third Friday of the month. Now, options settle on a Saturday, actually, but the Friday is, for all intents and purposes, our last day to trade them. Okay, so now let's get rid of that just so I don't confuse myself. Now, let's just use the 1320 strike. Okay, if you didn't know, so and this is what's awesome. I love chart technicians and all these people and stuff like that. And so if you're a chartist, folks, let's go with the 3 month. Here's Amazon. how did they know it was going to do this? If you're a CMT, a certified market technician, that's one of my buddies is a Tomcat guy. I give him shit all the time. I'm like, hey man, where on your chart did Amazon say it was going to do that? Where's the double reverse pennant with a bear flag, tea and cup handle with a shoulder, head, and head, shoulders, knees, and toes? It don't exactly, Harry. Where did it at TGO say it was going to do this? Right here, out of my mouth. Because I said it's gonna enter a holding pattern over Chicago O'Hare for a month, and then it's gonna have a rip your face off rally. Copy, paste, print that I said that, and then it did. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you this is what you can do at cocktail parties. You can do the old nothing in my hand. You could say, hey, by this Friday, do you know, Mr. Chartist or Mrs. Chartist, what range Amazon's going to be trading in by Friday? They're going to say, nobody can tell you that. We're going to go, yeah, I can. So let's say by Friday you go, hey, Wiz, I don't know if Amazon's going to be trading at, I don't know what it's going to be trading at, but I think it's going up. Now it's down here, 13.70 and a half. Let's just stick around here. I could buy these calls, right? Wiz, I think Amazon's going to be going higher by Friday, so I'm going to buy these at the money calls right here, mid-market. For, I don't know, $13.80. Wiz, I think you're wrong, dude. I don't know if it's going to go up. It might go down. So we could buy the at the money puts right here, mid-market, right? Okay, so this is called, check this out. This is called a straddle. So listen to me. And I'm not, if you're going to do, what's that, 13-ish and 13-ish, I don't know, 26, 27 bucks, whatever. So watch this. Let's do a straddle at the 13.5 for Friday. And watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. With the at the money straddle, the 1D move, it should be about what's the math? 63.5%. So we're a little off. Why? Because I told you. I'm looking at the 13, 17.5 strikes. We're $1 or 90 cents off. That's why the math is off. But look at this. Listen to me closely. The options market is pricing in a move. You see this green right here? The options market is pricing a move between here and here. The options market is pricing in a move between 12.92.15 and 13.42 with a 60% probability. That's a pretty high probability right there, folks, that the option is going to stay between, or the Amazon's going to stay somewhere in between here. Does that make sense? Everybody give me a vertical head nod. Isn't that cool? I forget to do this every once in a while because, it's like breathing for me. So the at the money straddle, look at that, is how wide? Oops, let me go mid-market. It's about $27 wide. The options market, ladies and gentlemen, is pricing in a move in Amazon of $27. Does that make sense? Everybody give me a vertical head nod. $27, okay? Or a total move of what? So good. Karen, you can use this all the way out to as far as options go. You can go out and look at the puts on a stock, the at the money straddle on a stock you think is going to go down. Absolutely. There you go, CP. I appreciate the math. So CP saying, hey man, Wiz, that's actually what? A 2% move in the stock. So for those of you who are already smoking on some lucky strikes here, don't worry about it. First of all, when I look at this options chain, which options are more expensive, the calls or the puts? Obviously, it is the calls. Why are the calls more expensive? This is something called skew, right? This tells me that options market is saying what? It's more likely that Amazon's going to go up in price than down. You have to pay more to get these options. Does that make sense? Of course it does. Because I got to pay more for these calls. What the hell's going on here? Duh, because everybody and their mother thinks Amazon's going up this week. The report that I read over this weekend really wasn't the Amazon report. It was kind of we think Amazon destroyed Christmas. I think they come out with their own report, and I didn't see it at any of in our news up here. So this is what? There's a lot of things that go into it, Benoit. Interest rates is part of it, but that's negligible since interest rates in the United States are near what? Zero. So that's what I thought, Tamara. I've been scouring for it, and if you have to scour for something, it means the company hasn't put it out yet. Okay? So for those of you who are new to trading weekly options, and again, I think next week's our first time we're going to be together this year just as weekly options next week because all these 4-day weekends and stuff. And I went up to Norwich last week. This is what I call a lucky strike moment. It is a holiday shortened week, but if you're trading weekly options, you should treat every day like it's a week if it was a monthly option. So I put this on this morning. If you're going freak mode, that's like putting on a Feb 18 position, putting a bull put spread on a month out, and then the first week going, holy shit, it goes down a little bit, and you're freaking the hell out. I call them lucky strike moments. I jokingly say that because if you've ever watched a World War II movie, they're running up the beach and somebody gets shot right in the face or right in the chest, screams for medic, and the guy runs up and gives them a lucky strike. Like, yeah, thanks. Give me a shot at Jack while you're at it, to add to my health. So this is one of those moments where, it's only Tuesday. Okay, this trade expires at the closing bell on Friday. Now, having just talked myself into sitting in this trade, let me freak you the hell out and say the government might shut down by Friday and Amazon implodes $50. So this is why this is like Tamara said earlier, right? It's your experience and age, Wiz. I like that. Tamara, you were very polite instead of calling me old. Because I do, I got to wash this gray right out of my hair. I'd kick my own ass if I ever did that, by the way, folks. Somebody told me the other day, like, you should do Botox. I'm going to punch them in the face. I'm like, these are called, do you know, if each one of these wrinkles could talk, I'd probably be in jail. So, no, I'd probably have a couple more medals. So that's what's going on here, guys. As long as, if you didn't get filled on the one, the 13, what is it, 15, 12 and a half, go down a couple bucks. How many, let's do whatchamacallit. How many of you got filled on the 15, 12 and a half? I think I sent out another one that said, that corrected it. JW. Exactly, Karen. You are working on growing senior gracefully. About 50%. Harry, Brian. What was the trade? I did not get the text or the email. Kevin, everybody else did, so I'm not sure what's going on with you again, man. And I sent out the text to folks that are I sent out the text via email to the people on the SMS problem list. So, so absolutely. 15, 12 and a half. Okay, good. If you're not liking that, roll it down a little bit. Or if you're not filled on it, take a look at a new one. There you go, Cliff. Cliff went a little conservative, the 1305, 1302 and a half. There you go. Good. So, yeah, folks, if you're not filled on it, maybe look at one with lower strikes just to give yourself a little bit more altitude. What's this one? Maybe how about this one? Yeah, I mean, or you could even go, let's try the 1302 and a half. I think 1300 is a psychological level for Amazon, folks. This 1300 level, big push through it on Friday. That was a rare Friday when the market's up 200 points on a Friday, man. Usually I throw out one of my wizisms. We weren't in a live trade brief on Friday, but I would have said, hey, man, I need to change one of my wizisms where I say the market tends to sell off on a Friday. It don't anymore. Even with Hawaiians for 37 minutes cowering in sewers and under their desks, the market's up today. So, yeah, CP, well, when you say the market's made a big pullback today, you're right. So here's what happened is we came rip your face off rally out of the gate to do what? To hit Dow 26,000. This was one of those, let's push it above 26, and then obviously let's all relax. It's Tuesday. So that's why I'm telling you I'd hang out in this trade. Now, I am going to tell you that trade on Amazon could absolutely lose max profit by Friday, and if you can't stomach that, I don't want to hear you bitch because of what? The Democrats, the Republicans can snatch we're up 14% on the VIX, guys. Everybody say it with me. When vol is cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell it. Vol's expensive, folks. We haven't seen the VIX spike this much in that percentage gain in since November. The biggest one-day spike in vol in 3 months. Can it go higher? Sure it can. Will it? Maybe. It might do one of these guys. Whoa, big spike. Okay. Oh, even bigger spike. Look at that. So I'm setting up. I'm walking into my ambush right now, guys. I'm setting up a trade. It is absolutely possible that the trade I'm about to cover does what? Starts to lose money out of the gate. So, if you want to sit on your hands, here's what I'm getting at. Let me give you my strategic mindset, cautiously bullish. Our target is going to be the VXX, not VIX. But here's my commit criteria. Tomorrow and Thursday, the government has 3 days to fund itself. Donald Trump actually used a word that I guarantee you every Democrat on the face of the word has used to describe some place they don't like. The Clintons can loot Haiti of tens of millions of dollars, but Donald Trump calls it a shithole, and they go batshit. So, Tamara already put it on. Exactly. So, I believe that volatility is going to go a little bit higher. So, this trade might have a fuse on it. The trade I'm about to cover, you might want to sit on your hands a little bit and then maybe get into it. But I'm going to cover it since we're in here live. This is what I do, folks. So let me just finish it. The government has 2.5 days to fund itself, guys. We literally run out of money on Friday. Now, there's the Treasury Secretary, Mnuchin, has some legal shit he can maneuver, and we can keep the military and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but here's the John Boehner quivering lip, when we shut down the government before. If it happens, it'll happen, and it will. Let me get a poll or show of hands here. How many of you think the government is going to shut down? Just put Y for yes. Let's take a quick poll. I'll read them out real quick. Not names. Well, how about this? 2 no's. 3, 4. It's 50-50. Brent, I know it doesn't matter, but I want to see what you guys. A lot of no's, couple yeses. Fred, Andrew, yet Putin's in here. The government never shuts down. Exactly, Jeff. Good point. Remember a couple years ago when they were booting veterans out of the World War II memorial that were there with in wheelchairs? There you go, Barack Obama. So here's what I'm getting at, folks, is this. Hold on a second. Good. Here's what I'm getting at. If the government shuts down on Friday, which means we don't get funding. So here's the deal. If you don't get the politics, guys, I love these things. Remember what I said last week? I said, we will never short vol in 2018 unless it's what? Event driven. Who asked me last week? Oh, man, but you're a long-term member. Somebody asked me next week, like, hey, Wiz, do you think the government's going to shut down? And should we put on a volatility trade? What was my answer? Somebody identify yourself because I want to give you a shout out. That was a good question. I said no. And then the next day, the president calls Haiti and El Salvador a shithole. And the deal's done. In the blink of an eye. This is what's comical, man. This is awesome. Yeah, exactly, Tamara. So this is comical. In hours, I can go from, of course I'm not going to at the government, to, oh my God, we are going to get a potential government shutdown. Here's what I'm getting at. I don't care. Brent, you said it. You stole my thunder. Brent's like, I don't care. We do care, obviously, because of the trades. Remember, if you were here about a year and a half ago, I got the Brexit wrong. I'm like, they'll probably stay. And until I didn't factor in the fact that Obama flew over there like the week before and poked Brits in the chest and said, you better stay. Clock's running out, man. I'm leaving, and I don't got time to negotiate a trade deal with y'all. That's kind of rude. And I should have known that the Brits would have gotten ruffled and leave. But I don't care. I was wrong in that vote, but we made $22,000 on 2 VXX trades. We made it on a bullish double vertical, and then after the vote was complete, what happens, guys? Volatility crushed, and we made 11 grand on a bearish double vertical. Fish barrel. That's what we're going to do right here. It's too late to put on the bullish double vertical. I was thinking about doing an urgent alert this morning, but it came out of the gate like this. So it's very, very hard to, that dog ain't going to hunt. What we are going to do is do a bearish double. Remember my rule of thumbs, guys, we haven't done a double vertical in a long time. And here's the indoc to a double vertical. I need 3 things in order to do a double vertical, either bullish or bearish. I need to be really, really, really something. And I'm not kidding when I say this. I'm really bearish on this, Wiz. Do a bear call spread. I'm really, really, really bearish on this. Do a bearish double vertical. I'm not kidding, guys. So here's what's going to happen, in my opinion, is this. Dick Durbin is a liar. He's been caught before lying on what was said in an Oval Office meeting. The media is not reporting on that. So a bunch of other senators who said Trump didn't say those words. We were sitting at the same place as Dick Durbin. He didn't say those words. People say that Dick Durbin met with a CNN reporter after the meeting, and 20 minutes later, the CNN broke it, and Dick Durbin was out there saying, I heard this. So, again, you're not going to hear that in the liberal media. But anyway, so the media is still reporting that he said it. Here's journalism in 2018. The president, the subject of this shitstorm, denies he said it. Other people in the room said he didn't say it. One liberal Democratic senator who obviously has an agenda says he said it. That's journalism. We're not going to retract the fact that he said it. So here's the deal. There's going to be stupidity and brinksmanship up until Friday. Trump's already said Democrats don't want a deal on DACA. It's dead. It should be dead, folks. The guy, I'm pissed at Trump. Another one of his busted campaign promises. He might lose his base on this type of shit, man. Hey, man, I don't care. Like the El Salvadors, the earthquake, they were here on TPS, temporary protected status. That was you're telling me that was a 17-year-long earthquake? And then liberals are like, you can't send those 200,000 people back to El Salvador. It's crime-ridden, disease, this, that, and the other. Oh, you mean it's a shithole? Oh, wait, you can't say that. Then they can go home. How many of you saw that on my Facebook page? I said, option A, either El Salvador is crime-ridden, drugs, horrible, this, that, and everything, or option B, it's a shithole. Which one is it? So the politics the rest of the week are going to do this. Drive up volatility, maybe even more. The highest we've seen is what? A 13, right? Back in the fall. So this trade can lose money tomorrow. The S&P is already negative. Can lose money tomorrow and the next day. I like the S&P going negative right now. So this is actually going to serve as a hedge against that Amazon weekly options trade. So here we go. And the more I talk, the more the market goes down and people are listening to me. I'm going to use VXX. You don't trade the VIX, guys. It's just using futures. Backward, just don't do it. We don't have time to get into a VIX lecture right now. And look at this. Since we started at what, 1 o'clock? Look at this. Whoop. I love it. So here's what we're going to do. I am not going to do this. Thank you, Fish. I appreciate it. Make sure you forward your confirmation, so I'll hook you up. If the government does shut down, folks, I think it will. I think it'll be a day, and it's stupid. Remember when this happened under John Boehner, folks? I think we shut down for a week or a couple days, and it's going to open. So volatility, and I love that we're doing this trade. I miss this discussion. I miss these government shutdowns. I miss stupidity. I miss bad in Washington. I got to be honest with you. Volatility goes up on what? Uncertainty. Oh my God, we might actually be dumb enough to shut the government down. Oh, we did. VIX goes up to 13. There is no way on God's green earth, and I'll eat my hat, whatever that term means, that the government will be shut down next Friday. So I am not going to do this trade out to this Friday. Okay, it's just I think we could get to Friday at the market close, and Trump be like, no, screw it. You don't want to fund he's going to go patriotic, and Democrats don't want to fund the military, and people are going to die, and people like Durbin are going to go, isn't that incredible? The Democrats are willing to shut the United States of America's government down to protect illegal immigrants. I can't I can't, or I'm going to be spitting nickels, whatever that means. So we're going to hop in our little time machine, and we're going to have to go out a week. We're going to go out to the 26th, right here, and we are going to do what is called a bearish double vertical. If you're new to options relatively, just hang on and stay with me. So now we're up 5%. Look at this, man. As I'm talking, people are starting to realize we're doing that mid-afternoon sell-off. I'm glad I waited on this trade because now we're going to potentially make even more money. If you think, and this is if I'm losing you on the terms double vertical, let me help you out here. If you think something is going to go down, Wiz, I think you're right. By next Friday, the government's going to be back open, and this volatility, just think of volatility in a balloon. Blow up the balloon, uncertainty, Trump, Democrats, Schumer, stupidity, blow it up, and okay, what could happen by Friday is what? We could do what's called a clean debt ceiling bill, which I can't believe Republicans, Chuck Schumer 2 years ago said, we need a clean, the Republicans can't attach all this crap to funding our government. It needs to be clean. Notice how MSNBC and CNN aren't playing that clip of Chuck Schumer frothing at the mouth saying the only thing that should be is raising the debt ceiling. Now they want to attach getting illegal immigrants like becoming Americans and democratic embryos in the blink of an eye. The horseshit hypocrisy drives me nuts. But anyway, folks, by Friday, what could happen is we do get a deal just to raise the debt ceiling for another 2 months. We do what? I love it. I hope, I can be honest with you, as Gordon Gekko in my Armani suit, I want this shit. I love it. Greed's good. Double verticals. It prints money. I'm getting 5 Breitlings for all my friends. As an American, it pisses me off and it's disgusting. So if by Friday we don't have a deal with DACA and the government funding, I think we will. The Dems can't do anything, folks. We own the White House. Not we, the Republicans. I'm a libertarian. They have the White House, the Senate, and the Congress. They can pass. They can fund the government, folks. That's what I think is going to happen. However, who knows how some stupid Republicans can be that if they're really, really conservative and go, I don't want to raise the debt ceiling. Let's default on our debt, and we need to live within our means. I get that. I am one of those dudes. My point being, guys, is I'm really, really talking long, but I'm trying to tell you this is why I'm going out to the 26th. I'm not doing it to Friday. The freaking idiot in D.C., the VIX could go to 15 by Friday. That could happen, and this trade's going to look like we're losing an ass load of cash. But it doesn't expire until next Friday. So let's give this thing. This time next week, we're going to be sitting in the Primary Life Trade Brief going, look at this, man. There's Speaker Ryan and Mitch McConnell out there with their quivering lips saying, okay, we're funding the government, and the VIX is going to smash, and the VXX is going to go down. So if you think something's going to go down, you could do what? If you're bearish on something, well, Wiz, I learned from your training, I could buy a bear put spread, right? Well, you're not listening to my training. Could you do that? Yeah, you could. Yeah, at CP, you could buy puts. First of all, I rarely do any naked buying of stuff like that. If I'm going to buy puts, I'm going to have somebody else finance them. But that's what you could do. CP is exactly right. We could buy a bear put spread. But you guys know what a bear put spread is, right? It's called a what? Debit spread. Uncle Wiz can't stand paying for anything, for any debit. So what's he going to do? I'm going to sell a bear call spread as well. A bear call spread is called what, folks? A credit spread. So when I build this trade right now, we're going to get paid to hedge that volatility is going to come in. I don't want to jinx myself, folks, but I think I'm 100% on my VXX bullish double verticals in the past couple of years. The Trump election, we put on like 3 or 4 VXX trades going into the election and like 3 or 4 unwinding of them coming out. Nailed every one of them. We made like 32 grand in VXX trades. The Greek fiasco, remember that 2 or 3 years ago? Greece is leaving the euro. No, they're not. Yes, they are. No, they're not. It's awesome. So here we go. Let's just throw one of these together. I'm going to need 4 legs. Why? I'm going to need puts and then calls, right? Oops, buy and then. So let me just run through something real quick and build this, and then I'll get back and talk to you. Probably the 26.5, 26. The first thing I do whenever I'm putting a bearish double vertical together is what? I look at the picture. A bearish double vertical goes up and to the left like this. You see this blue line? That's actually VXX, and we want it to go. We think vol is going to come in, okay? So what we want to do is sell a bear call spread, okay? We're at 27 right now. The 27 28s, whoops. Sell, this would be a bear call spread, the 27.5 28s. And then we turn around and want to buy the 26 and a half 26. We're not seeing a lot of no, there it is. I fixed it. Hold on. Let me do some contracts here. I'll explain this again. I know some of you are sitting here going, I can smell the smoke burning. People going like, I like this. I'm still not. That's 80. 75. Love these trades, man. I love double verticals. These are awesome. Perfect. 90? No. 80. Perfect. All right, here we go. Now, let me go to the picture first again. Now it should make perfect sense to you. So there is VXX, right? It's the Barclays Criminals proxy for volatility. It's the short-term futures ETN, okay? So here's the bear call spread. Remember, all right, Wiz, you had me at volatility is going to come in by next Friday, right? Volatility is going to come in. So I could sell a bear call spread, Wiz. Whoops, the 27.5, right? The 27.5, 28. Yeah, you bet you could. This is called a credit spread, ladies and gentlemen. See this right here? This bear, I'm selling and I'm buying the 27.5, 28. This is a bear call spread. It is also called a credit spread. We love credit spreads, right? Because we get theta, we get time decay. Every day that goes by where the VXX goes down over time anyway, guys, right? Because backwardation contango and it has to rebalance daily. Take a look at the damn chart, man. Look at the chart of the VXX. What's it do over time? It goes down, Wiz. Exactly. Oh my gosh, here's the November short spike in volatility. Even then it was like, it's almost like a wave, like it's falling and then falling more. They have to, sometime this year, they're most likely going to have to rebalance this like they did last year. We went through one of those last year, right? So, bear call spread. What am I going to do? Wiz, I'm getting paid with a bear call spread. What you're going to do with that pay, my friend, is buy a bear put spread. You're going to buy 80. We'll take a look at why 80 contracts in a second. The 26.5 puts, you're going to buy these and you're going to sell these. This is a bear put spread. It's also known as the big D, right? Debit spread. We don't like debit spreads. The only time I do a debit spread is when I got a bear call, when I got a credit spread to pay for it. Isn't that cool? Now we're bouncing around 15 cents here. Now, 15 or 14 cents. Let me talk about this right now, putting this trade on. Sometimes you get better pricing if you leg into, or just, let's not say leg into. Let's just say put these on as two separate trades. Put on the bear put spread as its own trade, and the bear call spread as it's two separate trades. Okay, so look at doing that. I'm just showing you the whole trade right now. Now let's take a look at risk. Bang, look at that. The max potential loss is right around the Wiz, $5,000 for a $100,000 model portfolio. Okay, don't want to risk more than $5,000 on any one trade. Why? That's me. You have to come up with your own SOP. You have to train yourself and adhere to it. Now we can look at this and say, wow, we're risking 52 to potentially make $2,800. That's a nice risk to reward ratio, 1 to 0.5. Now, if you notice right out of the gate, what? Well, that ain't super high. That ain't super high. That's a little higher, but it's still not super high. Exactly. There's a lot of uncertainty around. If you're just a probabilities trader, if you're just a I ain't doing no trades if I'm 70, unless they're 70%. You might live, it's going to be a boring life and you're going to get blown out of some trades and it's not going to be fun. But this is the bearish double vertical. I'm also going to tell you something right now that this is the more conservative bearish double vertical. You ready? Everybody you know what? Let me do something. I'm at least going to, and it's very, very quiet, which means everybody's thinking or doing, and okay, desktop VXX 116C. Why? Because this is the conservative trade, ladies and gentlemen. Let me grab this. This is the conservative trade. Some of you might already know what I'm about to do and show you the more aggressive trade. Now I'm going to say this is the conservative trade. Here's the aggressive trade. You ready? The 27 and a half. Wait, that's in the money a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Well, it didn't even move it that much. It lowered our risk a little bit. Never mind. Here's what I did. It went down a penny. Why would you do that, Wiz? You know why? Because out of the gate, well, let's take a look at today. Now it's starting to fade. Folks, it's not like what everything I just told you isn't news. What is, I saw this on Neil Cavoto over the weekend. I was on the treadmill going for a run. It was raining down here. I'm not that motivated to run in the rain. Neil Cavoto, the lady said something like, Neil, where's your countdown clock to the government shutdown? I'm like, son of a bitch, you just took my I was going to use that this week. You can be damn sure once CNBC or Fox Business has the countdown to government shutdown, it's on like Donkey Kong. Okay? But, so it's kind of, what I'm saying, folks, is this might be baked in. This might have been the spike in volatility for today. It's not like on Thursday, folks, that Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are going to go, hey, we're going to shut it down. We kind of know that it's out there. It's already out there. What I'm saying is we might get the countdown clock timer spike. Does that make sense? Everybody follow me? Give me a vertical head nod. Everybody follow me that this is a massive pop in volatility, ladies and gentlemen, compared to, I think the biggest one was back here. Good. Everybody's following my drip. Exactly, Karen. This is the drama pop. And I'm telling you that this trade could lose money as the missile's going through flight. So understand that. So JW, thank you for beating me to it. You're absolutely right, my friend. Now would be the time to put the trade on. Okay. Oops, 27.5, 28. Sorry. Okay. Why did all the expirations just change? Wait a minute. What just changed on this trade? Nothing. Why is the pricing? This is stupid. Okay, guys. So let's do this. Let me get this out to everybody. I'll send this out to weekly options people as well. Why can't I copy? Copy. All right, let's blast this out, and then I'm going to talk about trade management, because there are ways to manage this trade that we have to talk about. So you can either leg into it. I'm on fire today. Thanks, HH. Had a good weekend, man. My son Jack was in a hockey tournament up in Orlando. They went to the championship game, but they lost, so they came in second. Of course, he threw out that medal. So PLTB, new VXX, bearish double vertical, 80 contracts. This is a net credit, obviously, right? 26 Jan expiry. We're going to sell the 26 puts. We're going to buy the 26 and a half puts. This is the bear put spread. We're going to sell the 27 and a half calls, and we're going to buy the 28 calls. And isn't this awesome? So, Wiz, let me get this straight, man. My friend, you're telling me I can get paid a 14-cent credit to make some money if volatility implodes by next Friday? Yeah. I'd go probably only about a penny wide here, guys. Um, I wouldn't chase it outside of this. Tamara, I saw you commented on that. Those are my nerds running around like white trash. I can say that. I'm white. So there goes that. Let me make sure this is blasting out to everybody. There it is. And then we'll blast out the problem children. Why are you guys showing a debit, Harry? Harry and Diane are showing a debit. There's no way this is a debit. It's showing. Oh, you know what? It is. Yeah, it is a debit, guys. Sorry, I put that wrong in the text. I'll fix that. It's that's what I was thinking. You have to do if we went to the in the money. Yeah, this is a debit, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll send out a correction here. My bad. It is a debit. We're not getting paid to do it. It's $1,000 out of pocket. Here's what my brain went way too fast ahead of me. Usually we do these double verticals for a credit. Why? That's why this is like this, guys. Let me fix this. Why are these like this? This is a huge Obama teachable moment. Why are these probabilities so low? And why is it a debit? That's what I wanted to talk about. I raced right past this. PLTB, new, VXX, bearish, double. Whoops. Does anybody know why this is for a debit? Because we don't usually see these for debit, right? It's usually for a credit. Debit. Correction to weekly options PLTB text. So I'll send this out via email to everybody right now as well. I'm going to send it to my problem children. Oops, that needs to go to these guys. Having SMS issues. Let me send that. Tamara nailed it. Jim, yeah, that's exactly right. So there's two reasons. There's a couple reasons, guys. And Tamara, I think you nailed it the best. So I'm going to give your answer. Tamara said because it is a Rumsfeld. It is a Rumsfeld what? So the options market ain't stupid, folks, right? The options market isn't stupid. The options market is saying in what? It is a known. Does everybody understand that? I'm not, I am going to say, obviously, and I am going to pump my chest a little bit when David Einhorn at Greenlight is saying, hey, I made 1.6% in our portfolios. That's freaking embarrassing. But I'm going to tell you that the options market, that's exactly right, Dennis. Everybody else is thinking the same as us. Look at this, guys. As we talked, the VIX went up to 19% pop in the VIX. What's this priced at now? Now it's down to 10 cents. That's even better. Try and get it at 10 cents or 11, guys. That's even better. Awesome. Go down to 10 or 11. All right, let's talk trade management, folks. Now let's take a look at this. We got 7 minutes to talk trade management. This is VXX. We want it. VXX can stay where it is, and we could break even. Where's our break even? 26.39. So let me pull up VXX in here so we can see the price. 26.39 is our break even. Okay, so volatility needs to come in by next Friday. Trade management is this. Tamara got hers for 5 cents. Tim got 10 cents. So everybody stop what you're doing. Did you guys put it in as Tamara and Tim? Did you put it in as one trade or two? Did you leg into it? So guys, leg into this trade. Put on the bear call spread first, right here, the 27.5, 28. Tamara did one trade. Okay, you can do it as one trade, and so did Tim. Okay, I got my text. So folks, put it in as two. If you put it in as two trades, please let me know what you get filled at the total is. Okay. I would strongly recommend, if you are trading, obviously you need to talk to your registered investment advisor and all that stuff before you do any of this stuff with Real Capital. But please do me a favor. If you have already done that, let me know what. Jeff did it at 2 trades and got 12 cents. He was mid-market between Tamara and Tim. So Jeff put it on as 2 separate trades and got a better price than, or actually got a worse price. Brian got 1 trade for 14 cents. All right. Try and get that. It looks like we're making a mid-market here around 10 cents, guys, with Tim. Tamara's looking at the best here with a nickel. Let's look at Tamara's metrics. She got a nickel. Damn. Tamara, who are you on again? Are you on E-Trade? So she's got some pretty good looking metrics there. But trade management, guys, in a double vertical, you could do your 75% adjust and 100% eject on this. I don't know how you get 10 cents. Well, Benoit, mid-market right now is 11 cents. I'm not sure who you're trading on and pricing on. There's mid-market, Benoit. I don't know how if you're getting 4 or 5 cents, man, take that all day. If you're on IB, if you're using these exact strikes, Benoit, that's a no-brainer. Benoit has, well, Benoit, if you have 4 to 12, then mid-market is 8. I don't know, maybe E-Trade's pricing is off. Or maybe we're in here trying to move the market. Now we're up 5.6% on this. But guys, we got 4 minutes left. Let's talk a little bit of trade. Christine, well, that's what I was trying to get at is if you enter it as 2 separate trades, a bear call spread and a bear put spread, I was going to say, and I will continue to say, even though I'm seeing a little bit of a discrepancy now, is sometimes I get better fills. I might get 6 cents for one and 4 for the other, and I get 10 cents, whereas, somebody puts it in as one trade and the mid-market is 15 cents. Does that make sense? Oh, Tamara did hers a bit earlier. Maybe that's part of it too. If you beat us, if you were fast on it. Okay. So that's why you might do 2. Oh, Christine's Amazon's pulling back. Well, guys, that's why I said I'd put this trade on as a hedge to the Amazon weekly options trade. So we could potentially lose $5,200 on Amazon, and we could potentially make $4,800 on this. So there's your hedge to the Amazon trade. Okay. So and again, guys, we I told you with Amazon we're whatchamacallit. It's Tuesday, and there's Tesla starting to finally give up some of the ghost. This is your mid-afternoon sell-off. We hit Dow 26,000 right out of the gate. So I'm not super freaked out about this at all, guys. It's Tuesday. This is why we're putting this on. Fish, just talked with JP, says he and his wife are sitting at your table moving to Florida in April. Awesome, Fish. Yep. JP and his beautiful wife, his beautiful bride, are going to be sitting at our table at the W in Fort Lauderdale. You got it, man. All right, guys, real quick. Francesca, yes, you're right. Real quick on trade management, guys. If we see a sharp pullback in volatility, let's say, I don't know, Thursday, Trump comes out and says, I talked to Dickie Durbin, little Dickie Durbin. We got a deal on DACA, and we're not going to shut the government down. The VIX will implode. Volatility will implode. The market will rally, and it's off to the races. Okay, this pop will be this drop. We could do what? If that happens this week, which trade would I close first? Okay. Which trade would I close out of these 2 spreads if volatility imploded Friday? We got a deal. That might even happen, folks. We might do the clean debt ceiling. Screw it. We'll do DACA some other time. You guys blew it. And volatility comes in. Exactly. I would close the bear call. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. We haven't done a a bearish one in a while, I would close the bear put spread first. Why? Because it is a debit spread. I don't like debit spreads, man. We get theta eating away at our trade, the Greek theta. So we close the bear put spread first, and we can let the bull call spread ride and maybe take max profit on it. That's one way to manage this trade, is to close the bear put and take some profits and let this thing go for max. Okay, but I got to be honest with you. I'm telling you academically because I'm trying to train you. I got to tell you, if volatility starts imploding, you keep on the damn trade. The only adjustment I would make, I wouldn't adjust this to the upside. Let's say Tuesday, holy crap, we're going to have a nuclear war and volatility is exploding. Get out of the trade. So Tamara usually does that. It all goes well. Exactly. So sorry for the misspeak, guys. I missed the bullish double vertical. Well, we didn't really miss it, guys. When the VIX already opens up, 5%, and then now we're up 19% right now, guys. I miss the double vertical right here. That's a gap. But now we're playing the pullback, okay? JW trade was 26-cent debit and 14-cent credit, net 12-cent debit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rick, so any questions left on that? Final questions, Rick. We are still in the CSX long call diagonal. Yep. Earnings are after hours, aren't they? When are earnings? Today, after market close. So we will get CSX earnings today. And they announced a new skipper. Did everybody? I meant to brief that too, man. I went a little long today, guys. CSX got a new skipper. It's an insider, and he says, I got it, man. Where is it? They got an EVP. Where is it? Sell into earnings. Seeking Alpha. Okay. What the hell's the name of the new skipper? They hired a new skipper, folks. It's an insider, and he did on the conference call today. He's supposed to reassure people on the conference call that I can do the turnaround plan that the old skipper had. God bless America. So, yeah. CP, why are you guys still talking about Amazon, folks? Seriously, this is a lucky strike moment, man. If you then get out of Amazon, guys. If you feel the need to keep typing in the chat box that Amazon is losing money, you should not be trading weekly options. William, okay to open last week's EZW trade? You mean EWZ? And then we got to run here. The EWZ trade on Brazil. Yeah. The bull put spread. Absolutely. Looks good. So, yeah, guys. Seriously, I'm not saying that glibly to poke. If you're that worried about the bull put spread within the span of an hour and a half, you're a day trader. You're not. You're an hourly trader. I'll look at Amazon tomorrow, man. I'll get a replay out, and I'm going to go for a run. The market, I should have led with that, or I should have put that in the text. This is why we do weekly options usually in the afternoon, right? We tend to have this, especially on these rip your face off Monday or Tuesday morning. If the markets close Monday rallies, we usually give it back a little bit. If you're worried about the Amazon trade, close it. And just stick in this one. If out of the two trades that I covered today, the Amazon trade makes you nervous, you should not be trading weekly options. Or you should be paper trading it in order to get the hang of it. Okay? So that's my 2 cents, guys. It's raining in Geneva. Oh man, that sucks. Oh no, CP. I'm not. I wasn't implying you were nervous. I'm just saying there was other people besides you. So that's so don't worry about it, CP. My apologies. And yeah, and now the VIX is down from 18.5 to 17.5%. So it's a market, guys. We could sit here all day. That's why it cracks me up. No offense to some of my strategic partners. They sit in a trading room all day. I'm like, it's stupid. I mean, if you're going to sit here and watch tick by tick, I mean, I just that's not. I'm not a day trader. I live. I don't live to work. All right, guys. Any other questions, concerns? Oh, by the way, smart remarks. Here's the link for the donation. Obviously, if you can join us, it'd be great. Fish, this time next year, you can come and you'll be at our table as well. I have ticks for brains. There you go, Tim. So there that is. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Fish. I'd be a bad drinker too if I was trading tick by tick. It just doesn't appeal to me. I'm just not. Uh, so, guys, please put on if you got the Amazon trade. The this is a good hedge. Volatility is going to come in, guys. Look at this. Every time in the past 3 months, volatility spiked. It's come in. Spike, come in. Spike, it's not going to come in. If it doesn't, we're all dead. So, Brent, the update is negotiating. We're down. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. We might be hiring 2 people. It depends on the tax. How about that? I'm waiting to do my. There's a lot of stuff going on, Brent. We have. Yes, the answer is yes. The update is yes. So I'll leave it at that, man. I got to get through Full Throttle next week, and then a lot of stuff's going to be clear. So, all right, guys. Sorry I went over by 5 minutes. So we work in the Amazon trade. If you're not in it, maybe throw those lower strikes on. Whoever said earlier they had a lower, you went a little bit more conservative. Good job, man. That's always, you're the pilot command of your portfolio. And then this bearish double vertical, I like it. I think volatility is going to come in, even though it's spiking. Even though it's spiking right now. Okay, so again, let me warn you, during the life of this trade, I'll say it again, folks, and at the 1 hour and 36-minute point, I said this so I can look at it on the tape. This trade could be losing money during the time of flight. Dick Durbin could come out Thursday, or Chuck Schumer, and say, that's it, we're shutting this thing down, and the government could shut down, and vol could go up to 17. But I'm saying you have to look at your strategic end game here. The strategic end game, where do you want to be? What do you think is going to be going on when the trade expires? That's what you need to be saying to yourself when you're in these type of trades. Is by next Friday, do I think vol's going to implode? Yeah. If it ain't, we're at war with Korea, or the government's still shut down. If the government is shut down for all of next week, all bets are off. The market's going to implode, and the VIX will be at 20, and all of our positions, all of our longs will suck. I don't think that's going to happen. The Republicans own it. They got midterms coming up, folks. Do you think they want to go out in midterms and fumble all over their tax reform and people get money back in their pockets by saying, hey, we shut the government down? So that's where I am, guys. Okay. All right, folks, I'll get the replay out to you here shortly. I want you guys to have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless. And then exactly, Brian, if you believe that is going to happen, put on the bullish double vertical at this point. That's a great way to put it, Brian. Thank you for ending it like that. It's like, if you believe Wiz is wrong, take the other side of the trade and do the bullish double vertical. I doubt it. So anyway, all right, guys, I'll see many of you tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Accelerated Retirement. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you.